This is the mayor of Blacktown. Today is Saturday, May 11th, 2013, and of course the entire week. This past week, the media has been engrossed in the epic, absolutely epic revelation of the white man, white Puerto Rican, who had 3 white girls enslaved in his house for 10 years. Yeah. Had a baby by one, and of course it's been revealed that he sought to impregnate the other girls, and that the other girls would do everything they could to abort the baby by kicking themselves. Kicking themselves in their stomach, in their uterus, to abort the fetus. Absolutely macabre, yet the prophetic aspect of this is, number one, how the girls were rescued by a black man. And of course, also we are seeing how that black man has been mocked in the media more than the white devil who enslaved those 3 girls. Listening to the media, they don't even use the word enslaved. But the revelation in all of this is it shows 2 things. It shows what black people have endured. It shows how black men have lost their masculinity and his manhood, and how black men are mocked. And like I always say, this is why black men excel at sports, because sports has been the only area in American society where black men can't be cheated. But we see how Charles Ramsey is cheated out of his starter. This is evil. We're looking at witchcraft. We're looking at white devils. No doubt. Racist devils who don't want to give this black man credit. You see, our heroes have always been real, while white people, they make Batman, Superman, Iron Man, the Hulk, all of this fictional madness, even Tarzan, a white man. In the middle of the African jungle. Think about it, people. We're talking about racist double standards. What if Tarzan were a black man? Would he be given the credit? Would he be given respect and considered the, quote, Lord of the jungle, like the white Tarzan was considered? Tarzan, people, and his wife Jane and their son, Boy. The entire nuclear family. I mean, think about it. That is the height of racism. But the white man puts himself on a pedestal. Black man, you're going to have to learn how to do that. My videos should have thousands of views by black men. But, we see how you've been turned into a little sissy because you've been enslaved the same way those 3 white girls were enslaved for 10 years, except black man, you've been a slave for hundreds of years. That's why you're a little sissy. No doubt about it, black man. Little sissy. With you get cheated. You've been cheated out of everything. Like I said, you excel at sports. You don't even have sense enough to unite with me in the men's movement, the hetero men's movement. Although we see every day, every week, over and over and over and over and over again, some prominent gay person coming out of the closet, blah, 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 blah. You see it, but you're still scratching your head like the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz because, like I said, for hundreds of years, you've been the white man's piece of property. You've been his little piece of pussy. I just heard on a talk show a debate, a discussion, a dialogue about masculinity and manhood. And guess who? They had 3 representatives. 2 of them, or one of them was a woman who mentioned feminism. Another one was a white man. And then guess who the other person was? A black homosexual. Yeah, a black homosexual male representing manhood and masculinity. Oh, dear God. But that's because black man, the real black men, strong black men like me, where you at? White man give you the entire world wide web. You still scratching your head. Why? Because you've been enslaved. You've been enslaved. Just like them 3 little girls. Yeah. Yeah. That ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new. There was another girl. Yeah. Who was a slave to a white man. She was living in a tent or something in his backyard. Just insanity. There was the white man in Austria. He had sex slaves and was having babies with them. These girls had never even seen the light of day. He kept them in his basement. Woo! And then, like I said, ain't nothing new. Black people, what do you think slavery was about? Before the white man had internet pornography. Yeah? Yeah. And black men, you still scratching your head, clueless and oblivious. This is the mayor of Blacktown. I've been trying to tell you that you're in a gender war, but you don't believe me. You don't believe me. The evidence is just god-awful, overwhelming. You don't know how to give me credit. You don't want to put me on a pedestal. You don't want to salute me because you got punk in you. You didn't have a father. You're raised by your mama. Your mama's boy. You walking around with your pants sagging. Yeah, that's your problem. I try to feel sorry for you because you're sick. Yeah. You're strong when the white man says for you to be strong. That's what Malcolm X said. Yep. That sure is what Malcolm X said. Malcolm X said that the black man in America has fought in every war to build America. Yeah. Going all the way back to the first war of 1776 when America broke off from the British colony. Yeah, the War of Independence. Who was the first person to die? Crispus Attucks. Yeah. 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 But then Malcolm X said, when the KKK bombed that church and killed those 4 little black girls, you didn't bat an eye. You didn't do nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Black man, you're sick. But you didn't come this far to turn around. In the Bible, those Hebrew slaves in the story of Moses, that's another beautiful story of how nature's going to take its course. Yeah. You didn't come this far to turn back and go back to the worship of Pharaoh and to go back to Egypt, but you got to stop being Dathan. Yeah, Dathan. That's the problem we have right now in the black community. Dathan. D-A-T-H-A-N. Dathan was the fool who tried to turn the slaves against Moses. Dathan was the fool who, he was the house slave. Yeah. He wanted to lead the people back to Egypt, back to Pharaoh. And after Pharaoh lost everything in the Red Sea, the fool said, well, we're going to build the golden calf. Yeah, to worship Pharaoh. Oh, yeah. Even though they had seen the miracles of God. They had seen the real God. Get them through hell and high water, across deserts, etc. Yeah. But Dathan, yeah, Dathan basically is the black politician. These corrupt black politicians like that fool Kwame Kilpatrick. Dathan, yeah, up there in Detroit. Dathan, Jesse Jackson Jr., Dathan, and a whole bunch of other black politicians who are nothing but Dathans. They're selling out their people. We thought that they would become Moses-type leaders. I said Moses-type leaders who would tell Pharaoh, let my people go. But no, these are Dathans. And my job, the mayor of Blacktown, is to tell you and remind you what a Dathan-type leader is versus a Moses-type leader or a Joshua-type leader. I'm the founder of Blacktown. That should tell you what kind of leader I am. That should be self-explanatory. You got to stop thinking like a woman. Stop thinking like you still in the white man's basement, like you've been for hundreds of years, like those girls were in those in that white man's what's his name? Ariel Castro, whatever his name is, Castro something. Oh, dear God. Dear God. The truth is stranger than fiction. There it is. And like I said, I find it strange that I have not heard the media use the word enslavement. Yeah, sex slave. I haven't heard that word at all used at all to describe that situation. And you know, the media, they don't want to do anything to remind black people that that's what we have also been through. We were slaves for hundreds of years. Yeah, that's why you look at the black community, black people come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Think about it. Think about it. If this white man had these girls in his basement for 10 years having babies with him, what do you think white men were doing to black people for hundreds of years? This is the mayor of Blacktown. All the strong black men, let me hear you say it again. Amen.
Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name, robbed of our language. We lost our religion, our culture, our God. And many of us, by the way we act, we even lost our minds.